Pazan, Familia, Carmela, how are you? Hey, listen, thanks for checking it out. Hey, we're honored to host a woman of many talents. She's an Emmy nominated PGA producer, writer, actor, and rising director and showrunner. She has created content for companies such as Netflix, Nickelodeon, Fox, DreamWorks, Disney, Marvel, and Lifetime. And she joined us recently to highlight her short film. Yeah, she's got talent and she's good too. So please sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. Let's take a look at our sit down with Okema T.
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
You're working, you're doing a whole lot. All right.
Listen, if I don't do it, who gonna do it?
Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it but you? You know, you're going to step up to the plate and hit some home runs, right?
We trying, cause baby, right now post strike is all strikes out.
There you go. Now, what piqued your interest? How did you get started in this whole game?
So I actually started on Sesame Street as a child. I was an actor, singer on Sesame Street in 84, 85. I had a young mom who was like, just put her in everything. And so I wound up getting cast on Sesame Street. From there, I went into music. The industry changed a lot, and I was like, okay, well, I want to go back to acting as an adult. But in the early, in the early 2000s, late 90s, I just got tired of auditioning for the same kind of roles.
Yeah.
Baby mama 5, around the way girl number 7, crackhead number 3. It wasn't all this beautiful work that we have today with all of this nuanced Black story. So I was like, well, I'm a journalist. I'll write. But I was like, I don't have money. So if I write it, who's gonna make it? And so, I figured it out, and then lo and behold, I started producing for television. I started writing more, and I've been blessed to really kind of be on some really great shows. Harlem was a ball. So Fly Christmas was a ball. And we just keep it going.
So you feel that you were typecast. You said, you know what, I got to do something else. Let me sidestep here and make another move. And that's how you do it. You got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work straight on, let's go around it. Go over it. Go under it.
I have nothing against actors that are typecast because the root word is cast.
Yeah.
The problem was I was being pigeonholed, not typecast, because I wasn't being cast. So I had to pivot. And I was like, well, if I can't be on TV, then I want to make the TV I want to see.
Yeah. And what was your experience like as a young girl on Sesame Street?
I loved it. I was really tiny. And so Big Bird's costume was really big. So I couldn't be in the flap gang because I was afraid of the costume. That's the story that I was told. So I was a Grouchketeer.
And then you went from there to where?
I went from there to music. I was actually in a group. We used to open for the Black Expo. We did Jack the Rapper and the New Music Seminar.
Wow.
Back in the day. We were signed to Barry Hankerson and Vincent Herbert in the 90s. You don't know me, so clearly we know how that went. After college, I moved to Philly. I sang background for music for a little bit. I did some studio sessions and background stuff for Def Soul over at like Gamble and Huff and Larry Gold Studios, that whole thing.
But I don't know. You know what? When you hit those things from back there, it doesn't look like you go back that far because you look so young.
Amen.
So wait a minute.
No, I'm in my 40s. I'm closer to 50 than 40, put it that way.
Yeah, but when you're acting, your age is what? From what to what?
So when on screen, I usually book anywhere from late 20s to mid 30s.
Yeah, see? Yeah. So that's a
that
beautiful
also means
thing.
I'm in the gym a lot because I have to actually compete with actual 20 and 30 somethings, and I am not. So the gym is my best friend.
But that's where you add that little experience. Hey, this is what I bring to the this is what I bring to the table.
It helps. It helps.
And then you write too, so you can. Sometimes they let you change things up just a little bit to get a feel for how you see it.
Oh yeah, no, I've been blessed to work with some really great directors, both independently and on regular television. That a lot of times they'll tell you make it your own.
Yeah.
Like keep the syntax, don't change their intention, but make it your own.
What is this right here?
So this is an independent series called James and Danielle.
Uh-huh.
I played the best friend Fiona, loud, brash. She's kind of like if Maxine Shaw and um what's the name had a baby from the Hulu show.
Uh-huh.
She's just brash. Here I was playing Jerry's characters. We were playing her gay best friends, but we were the boring couple. um, she wanted to study a lesbian couple in their natural habitat, but then she learned that that just means that we make dinner and go to bed.
All right.
And this was from a series, Pillow Talk. They were Emmy nominated as well on BET Plus. So I've been really blessed to be in some really awesome things.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to start making some of my own work, not
Uh-huh.
just being everybody else's things.
Well, you've recently developed it and produced the docuseries Down in the Valley.
For stars, yep.
Yeah. Who started that with you?
So Down in the Valley is a docu-series. I am the producer on that, but I was not in it. Our host is Nico Anand from P-Valley. Executive produced by Katori Hall and Nico, and our showrunner, Shoshana Guy. You may know her name because she was the showrunner of the first season of High on the Hog, as well as 1619.
Yes, yes.
And it takes the themes from the narrative show, so like identity, sexuality, Black farmers, found family, and we found the real people in the Valley against those themes. So we were in Baton Rouge, we were in Mississippi, we were in Memphis, and we had some beautiful stories, and we told some beautiful tales about some really interesting people, just trying to humanize some of the sections of humanity that aren't your everyday people that often get the shaft in terms of how they're seen, and showing that, you know, we had one episode with a woman, she's a dancer, but she was a stay-at-home mom with 3 children with her husband, and her husband was killed in a car accident on Father's Day.
Wow.
She was a stay-at-home mom. She still had little ones to take care of, so she had to find something to bring in that money that she was missing because her husband was the main breadwinner, and still be home during the day with her kids. So she started dancing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make her less of a person. It doesn't make her a bad person or even a promiscuous person. It makes her a person that did what she had to do to make sure her babies ate, but she was also there for them in the day.
Yeah, yeah. She did what she had to do to make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's now doing hair. She's going to school to try to do something different. But our series is very much showing how human a lot of the population that is often dehumanized is.
Well, thank you for bringing that out so we can all learn more about these wonderful people who are just making things, struggling, but making things happen, making things work for them and their family.
And finding joy in that. I think so often we're used to hearing stories about struggle and trauma with Black people or people of color, and we forget that there's also joy. We're the same people that will find something to laugh at a funeral. So we will find joy in the stress and the heartache.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that we don't often put that out enough. So I was really blessed to develop that show with Nico and produce it. And you can find it on Stars. All 6 episodes are up. Please give it a look, because we're trying to see if we can land a season 2.
Let's land a season 2. And if we can help, we'll be there right with you. You also won a short film competition at the American Black Film Festival. Talk about that. How was that, receiving that award?
So ABFF is amazing. ABFF is like our Sundance. You know what I mean? It's the largest Black film festival in the nation, I believe. It's very much a prestigious award. Very much a prestigious award for us because it is the award that made us Oscar qualified. The film is called Chocolate with Sprinkles, and it was written and directed by Sundance Producer Award-winning Haria Muhammad, and produced myself and Yamoria Wright and Cole Sanchez. And it's about a couple. They're 25 years into their marriage, and it takes a tragedy for them to finally do the one thing that they haven't done in a very long time, and that's work on that marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful film. It's loosely based on her own life. Her parents, she's one of 7, and her parents owned a donut shop in Cleveland when she was growing up. It was like a pillar of the community. And so she wanted to give her parents passed when she was younger, and she wanted to give an homage to them and what they, as now that she is a parent, her and her wife have a child. So she's a parent, she's married. And she now understands a bit more how much work that takes.
Yeah, and that's where they came up with the name out of that donut shop right there?
Absolutely, because growing up, she always wanted a chocolate with sprinkles.
Chocolate with sprinkles. There you go. That's a good name. I wish I had one right now, too, with a cup of coffee.
Listen, you tell him. But then we talked about this gym thing, right? I can't be having too many.
I know that's right. You have to keep it right, keep it tight. So what's next for you? Where we going? What's next for you?
So what's next? So we are doing a DIY Oscar campaign because we're a small film. We had a small budget. So we don't have, all the money out there, but I am doing that. I'm also still directing. I direct a lot of branded and commercial work. This was one of the commercials I did for Lifetime. So still looking for new branded and commercial work. I'm also writing. I have a pilot that I'm developing. I got a fellowship for that through Women Going Places and Writers Boot Camp. So I'm working on that so I can start applying to some other programs and just continuing to tell stories that make me excited and that speak for voices that don't often get spoken for, or just finding new ways to do that.
Yeah.
I have a queer-centered pilot that I'm working on now. And I think when we see a lot of this work, a lot of that, we don't get to tell really interesting stories. They're always either super, super big or not big enough. And so I'm looking for ways to continue to vocalize that queer folks, Black folks, women, marginalized communities have stories in them that don't just border on trauma or that they are this thing. They are doing awesome things and also happen to be Black or queer or women or poor.
Yeah. Okema, how do you keep everything tight? All of these things that you're doing, how do you keep everything rounded off? And
I'm an organization nut. So for me, like when I finish with you, I will go to the gym. When I come back from the gym, I have to write. So I really do compartmentalize my day and my time so that I can give as much as I can to each of the things. But it's also, we're in an industry where being singularly focused, unless you are like a big name, it's just not lucrative. And so the only way that I'm able to really sustain myself, aside from the fact that my grandfather left me this lovely home that helps me float between projects because I have tenants,
there you go.
Being multifaceted means like when we were on strike for acting and television, I was able to write. Things are really slow still in the television space. So I literally just finished directing a play for a one-act festival in Queens yesterday.
Yeah.
So I do multiple things so that I can make sure I can still buy the nice things I like and pay my bills.
Beautiful. Yeah, I see you're into streams of income. It's a beautiful thing.
I have to be.
And if you're looking for another actor, hey, I have my SAG card.
Hey, listen, don't tease me with a good time, sir.
I did that once, and they put me in a film, but I was in a few.
Listen, we will. I know your number, so
you know where I live.
Now
Listen,
I know where you be.
Give us some more information on how we can reach you.
You can find me at my website, morethanenough.com, or you can catch me on Instagram at Okema T Moore. Everything is under my own name. I don't have any of those. You know how some people have different handles. No, everything is my name.
That's good. Beautiful. Okema, thank you so much, and come back and continue to share with us, okay?
I will. I don't know if you remember, but I hosted Open Line with you guys many moons ago.
Woo! Okay. All right. Okay.
With you, Brother Fatine, and our lovely Bob Pickett, rest in peace.
Yeah.
So, yes. So I'm glad to see you again, and I would love to come back. And please let me know as a media agency how we can support what you have going on, because I believe that it's always you have two hands for a reason, one to give, one to receive. So if there's anything that we can do to support you and your team and what you guys are doing, please don't hesitate to let us know.
You got it. And one washes the other. Let my producer know. We're going to, we'll keep in touch and we'll do some things.
For sure. Okay. For sure.
You got it. All right. There she goes. Okema T. Moore doing her thing. She has a chocolate with sprinkles and so much more. And we appreciate the work, passion, and dedication that Okema pours into her craft. She's a talented creative, and we look forward to seeing the next project that she's about to get involved in. So we'll take a quick break right here, but wait, we've got more next on BronxNet.